Myself, P.C. Pandey, Tagore Public School, Surajgarh. As you know, Tagore Public School continue deliver online classes. Today, I will tell you about the impact parameter. The scattering of alpha particle from the nucleus of an atom is dependent on the impact parameter. So, we know here about impact parameter. In alpha scattering experiment, it is seen that when any alpha particle passes away from the nucleus, then it is scattered at low angle. If any alpha particle travel along path away to the nucleus, then it experiences less repulsive force. So it travels along the same path without deviation. But when alpha particle travel towards the nucleus of any atom, going near to it, then it experiences repulsive force, so it deviates at some angle from its initial path. Here theta is angle of scatter. When this alpha particle travel towards the nucleus of any atom, going near to it, then it scattered from initial path at the large angle. When alpha particle travel towards the nucleus of any atom, along the center of it, then it returns backside. So the angle of scatter become 180, or you can say that alpha particle scattered at angle 180. So the perpendicular distance, suppose that this is alpha particle, which have 2 unit positive charge, mass of alpha particle is m. When it travels with initial velocity u towards the nucleus of an atom, then passing near to nucleus, it experiences repulsive force by positively nucleus, then deviate from initial path, and it, or we can say that it is scattered at angle theta. The perpendicular distance of the alpha particle from the center of nucleus is known as impact parameter. Here it is seen that if alpha particle passes near to nucleus, then the value of angle of scatter is large, but the value of impact parameter is small. If any alpha particle travels towards the nucleus away from it, then it not experience repulsive force, so passing without deviation, so value of angle of scatter theta is very small, approximately 0, but the value of impact parameter is large. So we can say that if the value of impact parameter is large, then the value of angle of scatter is small, and when impact parameter is small, then the angle of scattered angle theta is large. So we can say that impact parameter is defined as perpendicular distance of the velocity vector of alpha particle from the center of nucleus where it is away from the atom. So we can say that the scattering of alpha particle from the nucleus of an atom is depend on the impact parameter. The scattering of the alpha particle from the nucleus of an atom is dependent on the impact parameter, is dependent on the impact parameter. So we know about impact parameter, so we define impact parameter because the scattering of alpha particle from the nucleus of an atom is dependent on the impact parameter. So we define impact parameter. The impact parameter of an alpha particle is defined as the impact parameter of an alpha particle is defined as the perpendicular distance of the velocity vector of the alpha particle from the center of from the center of the nucleus when it is away from the atom. Suppose that, let us consider this is a nucleus. This is the axis passing through center of nucleus. Let any alpha particle travel towards the nucleus of an alpha particle which have 2 unit positive charge and its mass is m and initial velocity is u. When this positively alpha particle travel towards the nucleus of an atom and passing near to it, then it experiences repulsive force and scatter from initial path at angle theta. So the trajectory of the alpha particle is shown as given in figure. This perpendicular distance of the velocity vector of alpha particle from the center of nucleus is called impact parameter and it is denoted by B. It is practically seen that when alpha particle travel towards the nucleus, passing near to it, then it more scattered from its initial path. So value of angle of scatter is large. But when alpha particle travel towards the nucleus side, passing away from the nucleus, then it experiences less repulsive force and hence it passes without deviated from original path. So we can say that the perpendicular distance of the velocity vector of alpha particle from the center of nucleus is called impact parameter. So we can say that the value of scattering of alpha particle from the nucleus of any atom is dependent on the value of impact parameter. Impact parameter is denoted by B. It is denoted by B. A relation between impact parameter impact parameter and angle theta through alpha particle scattered is given by Rutherford. B is equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by half mu square, or this can also written as B is equal here term cot theta by 2 also involved in this formula. On the impact parameter B is equal K Z square cot theta by 2 by Ek, where Z is the atomic number of nucleus, K is Coulomb constant, E the charge of electron, Ek is kinetic energy of the electron with which it moving towards nucleus side. So Ek is the kinetic energy. M is the mass of alpha particle and U is its initial velocity. So impact parameter B is equal K Z square cot theta by 2 by Ek. By this formula we can calculate impact parameter. Here we see that if the value of impact parameter is large, then the value of cot theta by 2 also large, but the value of angle theta is small, and when the value of impact parameter is small, then value of cot theta by 2 also small, but the value of angle theta is large. If impact parameter B is equal 0, then cot theta by 2 also 0, or we can say that cot theta, when cot theta by 2 is equal to 0, then theta by 2 is equal 90, because we know that cot 90 is equal to 0. Theta by 2 is equal to 90 or theta is equal to 180. Or we can say that when an alpha particle travels along the path passing through axis of the nucleus, then it returned back, or you can say that it is scattered at angle 180. Hence it is clear that the scattering of alpha particle is dependent on the impact parameter. Now we study about the Bohr atom model. By alpha scattering experiment, when it is proposed by Rutherford that electron revolves in all circular orbits of different radius, If electron revolves in all possible orbits, then there is some problem arises to explaining stability of atom and to explaining line spectrum of atom. To removing this drawback, Bohr proposed a new model for atom, which is known as Bohr's atom model. Bohr atom model. Bohr proposed that electron revolve around the nucleus in a definite orbit, not in all orbit. When electron revolve in a definite orbit, then it does not emit any energy. But when this electron absorb energy from outside anyhow, then electron transits or electron jumps from low energy state to any higher energy state. And after 10 power minus 8 seconds, electron return back to its original state and radiate to energy as a form of photon. So, according to Bohr, we can say that electron radiate energy only when it transits from higher energy state to low energy state. When an electron transits from any high energy state to low energy state, then it radiates energy as a form of photon. But when electron revolve in a certain orbit, which is known as stationary orbit, then it never emits energy. Electron radiate energy only where it transits from high energy state to low energy state. And in any stationary state or any stationary orbit, electron does not emit energy. This definite orbit in which revolving electron does not emit energy is known as stationary orbit. Stationary orbit. So, for atom model, Bohr gave some postulates. Postulates of Bohr atom model. Postulates of Bohr's atom model. Bohr's first postulate. Bohr's first postulate. According to Bohr's first postulates, electron revolve around the nucleus in a circular orbit, and centripetal force provide to electron electrostatic force exerted on electron by the positively nucleus. nucleus and this is electron which revolve in circular orbit around the nucleus. Charge on electron E, mass of electron m, and if the velocity v and radius of circular path is r. So according Bohr's first postulate, electron revolve around the nucleus in circular orbit, and centripetal force provided to electron revolving in circular orbit exerted by electrostatic force on electron due to positively nucleus. So according to Bohr's first postulates, electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular orbit. The centripetal force, since we know that when any particle or body revolve on circular path, then it experiences a centripetal force toward the center of circular path. Here centripetal force provided to electron due to electrostatic force exerted by the positively nucleus on it. The centripetal force provide to electron revolving in circular orbit due to electrostatic force exerted on it by positively nucleus. If the mass of electron is m, charge of electron is e, velocity of electron in circular orbit v, and radius is r, then centripetal force on the electron is equal mv square by r, and electrostatic force on electron F is equal to, according to Coulombian force, when two charges given Q2 are placed at distance r, then force experienced between them F is equal K Q1 Q2 by R square. So here K is Coulomb constant. If we take the charge of nucleus plus Zi and charge of electron is E, then K into Zi into E by R square. So electrostatic force exerted on electron due to positivity nucleus F is equal K Zi square by R square. So here we can write electrostatic force on electron K Ze square by R square. And since we know that centripetal force provided to electron revolving on circular orbit is obtained by electrostatic force. So from equation first and second, mv square by r is equal k Zi square by r square. This relation is obtained by both first postulates, that is centripetal force provided to electron due to electrostatic force exerted on electron by positively nucleus. Now Bohr's second postulate. Bohr's second postulate. Bohr's second postulate. And Bohr's second postulate, also known as Bohr quantization boundation. This is also known as Bohr's quantum boundation. Bohr's quantum boundation. According to Bohr's second postulate, electron revolves in circular orbit around the nucleus only those orbits in which angular momentum of electron is perfect multiple of or integral multiple of h by 2 pi. So according to Bohr's second postulate, negatively electron revolve only according to Bohr's second postulate, negatively electron revolves around the nucleus only those circular orbit, in which for which angular momentum of the electron is integral multiple integral multiple of h by 2 pi. If m is the mass of electron, v is the velocity and r is the radius, then since we know that v here radial velocity is tangential, so momentum is mv, linear momentum of the electron p equal to mv, and r is perpendicular distance. So product of the linear momentum and perpendicular distance r is known as angular momentum. So mvr is equal h by 2 pi, where h is Planck constant, n is integer, n is perfect integer. In perfect integer, that is n is equal 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bohr's third postulate. Bohr's third postulate. According to Bohr's third postulate, when electron transits in low energy state from any higher energy state, let this is n1th orbit and this is n2th orbit. Energy in n1th orbit is EI, En1, and energy in n2th orbit is En2. According to Bohr's third postulate, when electron transits from any higher energy state to lower energy state, they need to radiate energy as a form of photon. So, according to Bohr's third postulate, when electron transits from any higher energy state to lower energy state, then it radiates energy as a form of photon. If En2 is the energy of electron in n2th orbit and En1 is the energy of electron in n1th orbit, then the energy of photon radiated by electron, then the energy of the photon h nu is equal, according to Bohr's third postulates, the energy of radiated photon is equal to the difference of both energy levels. So energy of the emitted photon h nu is equal to En2 minus En1, or we can find out frequency of the photon nu is equal En2 minus En1 by h. By this relation we can obtain frequency of photon radiated by electrons. So according to Bohr's third postulates, when electrons jumps from any higher energy state to lower energy state, then it radiates energy as a form of photon, and the energy of this photon is equal to the difference of both energy levels. Thank you.